What if I told you there was a ship that sank in a nearly identical manner to the Titanic, but 14 years earlier? And the chilling part is, it was all written in a novel before the actual incident occurred. In 1898, the magnificent ship SS Titan set sail across the North Atlantic. It was considered unsinkable, built to the size of a man's ego, determined to conquer nature. The night was too still, too silent, as if the sea were holding its breath. But beyond the darkness of the horizon, a giant iceberg awaited, silent as a predator that knows its prey is about to approach unawares. When the impact struck, the sound was less a crash than a scream of steel dragged into a nightmare. The hull ripped open, and the water, as cold as death, descended within minutes. Lights flickered, screams erupted, and there were only a few lifeboats. Too few. Of the hundreds of passengers, most were trapped in darkness, awaiting their fate in freezing water that could kill them in seconds. The night had become a battlefield between human and nature, and human was losing badly. What makes it even more absurd, the ship was sailing at high speed, ignoring ice warnings, much like the Titanic would have done 14 years later. The death toll was almost as horrific. Most of the passengers drowned because there weren't enough lifeboats. Even the details, the location of the collision, the ruptured hull, and even the ship's speed all sound like a pre-existing future. It's as if the tragedy had been written by an invisible hand. The Titan incident sparked a discussion about maritime safety, but the world moved on quickly and forgot. The government dismissed the incident as a simple accident. Lifeboat regulations, unchanged, iceberg warnings, ignored. And 14 years later, humanity repeated the same sin on a ship with an almost identical name, the Titanic. It was as if history forced humanity to learn, but humanity chose not to listen. And here's the most hair-raising part. The SS Titan wasn't just a ship. It was the ship in the novel Futility, the wreck of the Titan, written by Morgan Robertson before the Titanic was built. All the similarities we see today are not accident reports, but pages of fiction. Fiction that somehow turned into reality. To this day, no one can explain how the author could predict a tragedy that even the ship's engineers hadn't imagined. Sometimes the scariest thing about history isn't the tragedy, but the fact that humans can ignore the obvious signs. If you enjoy spine-chilling, twist-filled historical stories like this, like and subscribe so you don't miss any more exciting stories.